Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Knox Nuggets. We will go through a new feature that was released in Knox Manage 21.6 that's called Share Device for Multiple Users. As the name suggests, this feature helps to share a single device across different users, say for visitors, guest users, or um, users that work together in multiple shifts. This feature is supported on Samsung tablets and non-Samsung mobile devices, and the minimum OS requirement is Android 9. It works in two modes, temporary and persistent. We will go deep into this. But temporary mode, um, the guest and visitor users, when they check in into the device, the data and the apps they've installed will get deleted. Whereas it's running in persistent mode, it's meant for shift workers. They keep coming back to the device after their shift is over, and the data and apps related to that specific user will be retained. How do we set up a device in this mode? There is a new user type called staging user introduced in Knox Manage 21.6. We create a user with the staging user type, and we use that credentials to enroll the device in fully managed mode. At the end of the enrollment, it will be in a kiosk mode with a login screen to check in to the device. At that stage, a normal user will check into the device by entering his credentials. After using the device, he'll check out the device. Here is the screen on Knox Manage console where the new user type is um, introduced called staging user. Um, so when adding a user, you will select that option staging user as yes, and you can choose temporary or persistent. Um, and once the user is created, you take the device, you'll go through the normal enrollment process for a fully managed device. Um, you enter your staging user credentials with the full tenant name, and you'll accept the license, and at the end you'll be presented with a login screen. At the top you can see the type of device mode. This is in temporary mode, so when the user check into the device, the user specific data will be deleted when he checks out. So on the check-in screen, there is also a settings button at the bottom. Clicking on it will show you two options: to enter into the device settings and also to exit the share device mode for administrator to do any maintenance tasks. Clicking on device settings will show different settings available for the user to configure, say connecting to a different Wi-Fi or hotspot, etc. What the checked in user, what will be shown in this screen can be controlled through settings under the Knox Manage portal. In the console, admin console, under settings, staging and share device, you can create what settings the user will do. You can actually add more than one settings and assign it to different user groups. So whatever, as an admin, whatever device setting options you want to enable or disable, you can control from here. Exiting the shared device mode, it'll prompt for a 9-digit code to be entered. And once it's entered, the admin can get into the device, into the, like, kind of unlock it and do any administrative task like setting certain device settings, etc. This code can be fetched from the admin console under device details, shared device mode status. There is a shared device, exit shared device code. And after the admin tasks are done, the device can be put back into the check-in status by applying a latest profile. It basically applies the shared device mode again onto the device. Um, so let's see the end user flow. User will take the device and input his username and password to check in. Note that here the user shouldn't enter the full tenant name as well, because the device is already enrolled into the tenant, so only just the username is enough. And for the first time when the user checks in, it will actually creating a work profile behind the scene. Yeah, there is a small uh, pop-up that shows that you are checking into the device using this account, and it may take some time for the system to configure. Basically, it's inflating a work profile and applying the policies, downloading and installing any apps related to the user. So it will take some time. And there is a caution not to check out during this initial process, to not to interrupt that configuration process. In the console, admin can see which user has checked into the device. So under device details, there is a shared device tab and shared device user. You can see which user checked into the device. Also, there is a shared device log, history of who checked in and checked out of the device, and the timestamp as well. After using the device, the user can swipe down from the top to see this option to check out, and the user will be presented, the device will be put into a check-in status again. Note that every time a user checks in, the work profile is created. This work profile is deleted for temporary shared device user mode. So if you have set up the staging user as temporary type, every time the user checks into the device, the work profile is created, and when it is checked out, it is deleted. So this takes time in setting up the device. If the staging user type is persistent, the work profile that gets created is retained. So the first time it takes time to set up the work profile with the apps and settings, etc. But this work profile won't be deleted when the user checks out. So this next time the same user check in, it's much faster. And in persistent mode, whatever say files the user has downloaded, um, accounts created, they all be retained on the device. And you can apply a user specific policies, but note that because there is a work profile behind the scene, you as an administrator, you need to apply the policies under work profile controls. Say for a specific user type, you want to block addition of accounts to the device, you have to come under work profile controls and set the appropriate policy. Hope this was helpful. If you have tried the share device feature, please share your feedback in the comments. And if you want me to go through any specific topics on any of the Knox solutions, let me know in the chat or in the comments below, and I'll get to that. Thanks. Until next time, see you later.